we're going to start in the Digital Teacher Resources. If you go and click on, I should go back to the main page. If we go to the Digital Teacher Resources, some of you might have it in your Canvas, and if you don't have it in your Canvas, you can click from ClassLink and click on your Digital Teacher Resources. When you get there, you can click on the Back to School icon. And I think you guys have been in enough of our training so far, both of you, that we can scroll. We're down to the end. We're all the way at the bottom. We can click. We're going to start here in Canvas Studio. There is an attendance link, so if you guys can go ahead and fill out that attendance link, we want to make sure that you get credit. Even if you did sign up in Frontline, we want to make sure that you get that credit. Becky went ahead and dropped it in the chat. So as Becky said, as we're going through, if you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the chat, and I will be checking the chat and she will stop me if there's anything that we need to go over. So you can go ahead and click on the Canvas Studio button, and that will bring us to our agenda for today. So this agenda, we're going to look at, so what is Canvas Studio? And all of these blue links are links to, if we forget something through the day, if you go back to work on it later and you have forgotten, you can click on these links and it will tell you what it is. So you can, if you forgot how to take a webcam capture, if you forgot how to do something, you can come back to this agenda and click on that, and it's going to tell you how to do it. So these are the things that we're going to cover today. So we are going to first talk about what Canvas Studio is. It is a great recording feature within Canvas that will allow you to record your screen. It can record video. And then the greatest thing about it is that you can add questions, because during regular learning and especially during distance learning, we like to use videos in our learning, but how do we know that our kids are actually watching the videos and getting what we need out of them? So we can add questions, we can add quizzes within the videos to find out, to make sure our kids are doing what we need them to do, and then to add that extra component of checking for comprehension and making sure they're doing what we're doing. Oh, we have another person. Welcome, Terry. So that's what Studio is. I will tell you that it does require an additional install on your computer. If you don't have it, you can participate in the training today, but you might not be able to do everything. So if you don't have it, I'll show you in a little bit how you can tell if you have it. If you haven't had it installed, you probably don't, and you're going to have to request from your tech to install it. What you will do is just go put in a Zendesk ticket and say, please install Canvas Studio on my computer, the screen recorder. Your tech should know what that is, hopefully, and it just takes a short install, and they should be able to install it on your computer. So with that being said, if you are on a home computer, most of you guys, I think, are within school. So if you're on a home computer, you can just download it. But if you're on a school computer, it has to be installed by your tech. So with that being said, there is directions on how to download that if you're on a home computer. But that is the gist of what it is. But like I said, you can do most of it. And then if you don't have it installed right now, you'll just have to watch and just continue to work on it when you have it installed. But you can still do a lot of the training without it installed today. So we're going to look at how to create the videos first. And then after I show you how to create the videos, we're going to put them in Canvas so your kids can see it afterwards. So we're going to create them first, and then we're going to show how to put them in. So just know that we're going to do that. So hold tight, because I know sometimes throughout the training people say, well, how do my kids see it? How do my kids see it? We're going to go through how to create them first, and then after we've created them all, then we're going to show how to insert them so the kids can see it and the kids can take the quizzes, because after we've created them, inserting them is the same way. for all 3 types of recordings. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm actually going to turn my camera off at the bottom because I can't use my camera in 2 places, because if I'm using it in Teams, then I can't use it in Canvas. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my camera off here, so you'll just be hearing me. All right, so my studio button is right over here on the left side. You'll actually see it in both places. You'll see studio written here, but actually I don't see it right now. But we always want to use it in the global navigation button. So the first thing I'm going to do, so I'm going to click studio, and when I do that, it'll come up and it will say my library. So when I do that, when I click on studio, you'll see my library. And some of you, if you've used it before, you might have some videos in there. If you don't have anything in there, that's okay. So we're going to click on studio. And the first thing that I'm going to do is we're going to create a webcam capture. And the reason we might want to create a webcam capture, this would be a relatively short video. Actually, I'm sorry, it doesn't even need to be a short video, but this would be some sort of a demonstration that you would want to do with your kids. There doesn't really seem to be a length limit. Some people have asked, is there a limit to the length that you would do this for? We haven't found it. Some people have said when it gets too long, it has a hard time uploading, but I have Googled and looked through Canvas for a length limit, and we haven't found it. I know that some teachers, over the COVID break last time, we had teachers using this to read chapter books for their kids. I know Becky did that for the Tech Like a Pirate. She read 15, 20-minute chapters on this. I found 45, 50-minute videos that people have made. So we haven't really found a limit. So what I'm going to show you right now is a webcam capture, and that is where you would maybe demonstrate something. We might find it as maybe you're going to do a math problem, you're going to show them how to do something, you're going to maybe read them a book, something, or maybe you just want to talk to them, especially those of you that are transitional teachers or you just want to talk. This is what you would do. I'm going to show you an example with a math problem. So my kids did some homework, and a lot of them had a problem with, page 156, number 4. So what I want to do is I want to show them how to fix that, how to do that problem. So what I would do is up here in the corner, I'm going to click record, and I have a choice of screen capture or webcam capture. So I'm going to click webcam capture, and when I do that, up comes my camera, and you can see my office isn't very clean. I'm sorry about that. Luckily, unfortunately, there's no backgrounds on this and no filters, which of course we would all love those filters to make us look nice and young, but we don't have those. So I can use just my mic, or I can use my mic and my webcam. So I'm going to use both. I'm going to click start recording. When I do that, it's going to count down. So all right, hi guys, I can see a lot of you had problems with problem 150, page 156, number 4. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So the problem was 5x plus 2. So when we solve this, you can see we're going to isolate the variable on the left side. So the first thing I have to do is subtract 2 from both sides of that equal sign. So I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides. When I do that, that cancels this side out, and I get 10 on this side of the equal sign. Oop, you don't want to drop your Sharpie during that, though. Whoops. We're going to subtract 10, and that brings the 5x down. And when I've got 5x equals 10, now I'm going to divide both sides by 5 to isolate that x. Cancel out the 5, divide this by 5. That brings x by itself, and x equals 2. So your answer to number 4 was x equals 2. I click finish. Now in real life I would probably delete that because I dropped my Sharpie, but it's fine for right now. So then I have a name down here. I'm going to title it page 156, number 4. And then I'm going to click save. I could click start over if I wanted to, but I'm going to leave it for now. I'm going to click save. Just takes a minute to render. and it's going to upload right here. So here, now I've got that video, and I can put that right now. This is just my library. This is kind of my storage for my videos. Right now, my children can't see this. And like I said, later, I'm going to show you where you go for your children to see it. All right, there's a lovely, it's great that it puts the thumbnail when I dropped my Sharpie, but it is what it is. So there we go. We have a nice short little 1-minute video. This is where you could do welcome videos. You can do anything that you wanted. And like we said, there's not really a time limit for this. This is just anything that you would want to record for your kids. All right? Does anybody have a question about a webcam capture? All righty. So now we're going to look at video quizzes. All right. So I should have had my webcam. I did not get my YouTube videos ready. That was not very efficient. Okay. So there are 2 ways that you can get video quizzes. The first one is YouTube. So you can grab a video from YouTube. I usually use this mitosis example. So this is the video I often use for mitosis. So if you want to grab a video, the first thing I want to talk about before we do that, though, is YouTube. Now, YouTube used to be blocked for our students. It is no longer blocked for our students, but it is filtered. And what that means is that we have a program called Lightspeed, and Lightspeed decides whether your video is educational or non-educational. So, but how do I know if my video is educational? How do I know if Lightspeed thinks my video is educational? There's a great way you can tell, and I'm going to show you how to do that. There's a place where you can check it. So if you go to the Digital Teacher Resources, and the link for this is in your agenda, but I'm just showing you how to get there without your agenda. You go to the Digital Teacher Resources, and you scroll down to Video Tools. We go to Video Tools, and then Lightspeed Web Filtering. There are directions here, step-by-step directions, but we go to this website, and here it says database lookup. So I can look up a video, I can look up a website, I can look up, and it doesn't have to be a YouTube video, it could be a Vimeo video or a video from another website or anything. So I'm going to take this video, I'm going to take the URL, I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to paste it back in my Lightspeed, and I'm going to search it. It's showing me that its category is education videos. If its category is education videos, you are good. It's going to show on your kids' computers. You can put it in and you're fine. It's not going to get blocked. Let's look at another example. If I go to YouTube again, and I'm going to choose, so I'm going to choose the 7 Wonders of the World. The 7 Wonders, I think it was this one, but I might have had this one cleared already. So this video seems like it should be educational, right? So I'm going to click on this. It's a history video about the 7 Wonders of the World. I'm going to go back here. I'm going to go back to that database lookup, and I'm going to click search. This one is too. I think I had that one cleared already. There's one that comes up as not. We don't want to listen to that. And I can look, see that it comes up at the top too. Okay, so here's one. This one's, again, about natural wonders. It should be educational. This says category unknown. All right, that's not saying that it's not educational. It's just saying no one has ever asked before, because this Lightspeed cannot possibly have looked at every single video on YouTube. People are uploading thousands and thousands of videos every day. So it hasn't looked at every single video. So if it comes up as unknown, then what you need to do is put in your email and then you type a reason. I am a history teacher. I am teaching the wonders of the world. This is a great educational video, period. Click submit. And then within 24 hours, usually within 20 minutes, they will get back to you and say this has been changed to education content. So you can submit this. You don't have to put in a ticket and say this is an educational video, please unblock it. You can do it yourself. And it's much faster for you to do it yourself than for you to email us and tell us to do it. So you can come here, find out if it's educational. If it's not, you submit it yourself. So, and I have never had it take longer than 25 minutes. So you still do want to do it 24 hours ahead of time because you don't want to do this like 10 minutes before you want to show it in class because you never know how long it's going to take. But you want to make sure that because even if you send it to us, we can't do it any faster than this. So if you send it to us, we're gonna do the same thing. So you want to make sure that you check your videos before you even put them into Studio, because if you put them into Studio, unless you screen record them, it's going to do the same thing. All right, so that's how you check your educational videos. Does anyone have any questions about that before we go on? All right, great. So now that we know how to check our videos, we're going to go back. So I want to take this Amoeba Sisters video and I want to put this video into Studio, and then I'm going to ask the kids some questions about it. So I'm going to take the URL. So I've got this. I'm going to copy it. Then I'm going to go back to Studio and see this button Add up here in the corner. There's an Add button. I'm going to click Add. And when I click Add, you'll see YouTube. I'm going to paste my YouTube URL right here. And it does only work with YouTube. It does not work with Vimeo videos or anything else. It only works with YouTube. It specifically says paste a YouTube URL here. So then I'm going to click Add. When I click Add, boom, it's right there ready to go for me. Okay? Now, once I do that, now I can add some questions. So what I can do here, we can, these three dots, this is, Becky calls it the skinny snowman. I'm going to click on this skinny snowman here, and I'm going to click Create Quiz. So when I click Create Quiz, I'm going to enter a video title. So here's a video quiz title. Actually, I think I'm going to stop for a second there. Let's take a few minutes. Before we do that, let's go ahead and check some. I want to go back to Lightspeed. I think I went a little bit too fast. I want you guys to check some videos in Lightspeed. So I want you to go ahead and try to find some videos in and check them in Lightspeed. So let's go ahead and go back and do that. All right. So I want you to find a YouTube video that you would use in your classroom and check it in Lightspeed to see if it's educational. So again, to get to Lightspeed, you're going to go Indian River School, go to Digital Teacher Resources, Video Tools, and Lightspeed. Then you're going to click right here and then find any YouTube video and put it in there to check if it is educational. So go ahead and do that now. I'm going to give you guys about 3 minutes to do that. Come on, what's going on? And go ahead and put a thumbs up when you're ready. Yes, Terry, you're looking in the category. When you go to light speed, when you go to category, it will either say unknown or education. So when I put right there where it says category, if it says education content, it'll say, let me grab that one again, that's the mitosis. It'll say education videos. And actually, I think I'm going to do So does everybody have a video? We've got somebody here. All right. So I think we're ready to go on. So let's go back to Studio. I kind of went a little bit too fast there. So let's go back to Studio. And we've got our video now. So now I'm actually changed mine to my moon phases because honestly I'm a little bit more comfortable with moon phases than mitosis when I add questions. I'm definitely not a science major there. So we're back in Studio. There we go. We're back in Studio. We're going to click Add. And we're going to add our YouTube URL. We're going to click Paste, and we're going to click Add. And when we do that, up comes our video here. All right? So once we do that, now we're going to add some questions to our video. And when we're going to add those questions, we're going to click on that skinny snowman. So I've got this Learn the 8 Phases of the Moon. I'm going to click on the skinny snowman, and I'm going to create a quiz. We've got these options here: create a quiz, share media, move to, and delete it. So I'm going to create the quiz. I'm going to give it a name, Phases of the moon. I'm going to call it 821 because I have a lot of phases of the moon quizzes. I can give it a description if I wanted to. If you don't want to put a description, you can see that it's optional. Now, I can check this, hide question markers on the timeline, and you can see, I'm not going to do that right now because I want you guys to see the question markers so you can see what it's going to what it would look like if we hid them. So then I'm going to click Get Started. When I click Get Started, I would click play so that I can hear, and you know what, I don't know if, I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a second because I don't know if I shared the volume. So I'm going to do that for just 1 second. And then I want to make sure that I shared sound when I did it. Okay, now I've got it. So I'm going to click play.
Welcome to Moo Math and Science. In this video, let's learn the phases of the moon.
So I would just listen to my video, and as I'm listening to my video, I would decide where I want my question. So let's say I want, right here, I want to ask what direction does the moon rotate around the Earth, revolve around the Earth. So I'm going to click a plus, the plus sign here, and I have these 3 choices. These are the only 3 types of questions you can ask here. You cannot ask an essay question. You can ask a multiple choice, a true false, or a multiple answer where there's more than one correct answer. So I'm going to click multiple choice, and I'm going to put in my STEM here.
Hey, Michelle.
Yes?
I'm really sorry to interrupt you in the middle of training. Tiffany just messaged and asked if it would be okay if I help out with laptop distribution. I guess it's going to be pretty slammed.
Yeah, that's fine. Since I only have 4 people, it's fine.
Okay, and I'll bring my laptop with me, so just message us if you do need some assistance. I'm sorry to leave you guys. I'd rather be here. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, bye.
Okay, so we've got clock, so I put my answers here, and then I click either clockwise or counterclockwise, whichever is my correct answer. If my counterclockwise is my correct answer, I just click what my correct answer is, and then I have these options. I can vary my points by my answer, or I can shuffle my answer choices. So if I have kids sitting close to each other, my answer choices are going to be mixed up so that the kids can't cheat off each other. So I'm going to shuffle my answers, shuffle my choices, sure, and then I'm going to click save. And then I would just continue to play my video, and then here we go. And I'm going to click plus, and here I'm going to do a true or false question. The moon is made of cheese, period. That is obviously false. And I could even put question feedback. If they got the answer wrong, I could say, really, are you serious? No, I'm just kidding, I wouldn't say that. But if you want to put general feedback, like, awesome job, you got the right answer, or, or whatever. You can put feedback for the answers when they got them right or wrong, but that's optional. You do not have to do that. So the moon is made of cheese, false. And then at the end, I wouldn't want to do it there, but here, how many multiple choice? How many phases of the moon? Of course, you would have better questions, but you get the idea here. So I'm going to put 6, 7. Now I'm going to add an answer. I need more than, I'm going to put 8. And then 9. And I want to leave these in order, so I'm not going to shuffle the answers. All right. And then I'm going to click save. And then when I am finished, I click done. All right. And so now I have this video and I have a quiz with this video. All right. So I'm going to give you guys a few minutes. I'm going to give you probably 4 minutes to add that video. So again, the steps are you just click add, you add your YouTube in there and click add. And then once your YouTube video, it shows up here, you're going to click here and then quizzes and then add a quiz. And then I'm going to edit it because obviously I don't know how to spell quiz. I'm going to fix that Z in there and click save. And then you guys go ahead and just add some questions, just make up questions. They don't have to be real questions that you would do, but just so you can practice adding some questions in. And see, here are the question markers. And as the kids take that, they would see that there are questions right there. So that's what the question markers are. If you check that box, don't see the question markers, they're not going to know when they're going to have a question. So I'm going to give you guys about 4 minutes to do that. And if you have any questions, let me know. All right. Go right ahead and do that now and go ahead and ask questions as you go if you need it. All right, Lori, so if it's educational, you're going to go to this Lightspeed web filtering, which is, you click on, when you're in the digital teacher resources, you would click video tools, then Lightspeed, and then there's a archive right here, this website. You're just going to paste that in there. You're going to copy your website and then paste it right in the domain and click search. And then it will tell you right here under the category if it's educational or not. And if it's not, then you just type in your email address and give them the reason why it is educational, and usually within 20 minutes they change it. And when you guys are ready, go ahead and put a thumbs up in the chat just so that I know we're ready to go on. Good job, Terry.
This is Lori.
Hi, Lori.
When I did that, it says we are working to expand category support for Smart Play that would include the appropriate categorization for this video to allow immediate access to the channel. Follow
Right,
the simple steps.
So under category, it says unknown.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you would just go, that just means, all that means is that nobody has ever requested that one before, they just don't know. So you would put your email address in and then just give them a quick reason. I'm an art teacher, this video is to show my kids, blah, 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 blah. And then you'd click submit, and then within probably 20, they'll review it, and then they'll send you an email back to say, we've changed this to education. It's just that there's so many videos on YouTube, they can't possibly have seen them all.
So then you can't work with it until they get back to you?
You can go ahead and work with it today. It's 90, I have only ever seen one that they've returned not educational. So if you're pretty confident that it's going to be okay.
Yeah, it's a color wheel.
Yeah, so it's probably fine. Like I said, the most of them come back fine. One time, I think it had the word damn in it, so they said, you know, it was a quote from a movie, and it had the word damn in it, so they said no. But
do I click the box that says request crawler calibration?
No, leave that alone and just click submit.
Okay.
When you get to video to save to your library, when you're all finished, you just click save. So when you've got this, you just copy, and then when I'm in Studio, let me click done. You just click add, and then YouTube, paste, and add.
Okay, yeah, I got that part.
No, I think Paula asked that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. So did you get that, Paula? I'm going to delete that one so I don't have 100 in here. All right, so are you guys ready to go on? Terry's ready. I think, Paula, you got that? So that's the way, and I'm going to show you one thing. There's two ways that you can create these quizzes. We can add the YouTube video, and that's the easiest way. But I'm going to show you one reason why I don't like adding YouTube. There's easier, and the next way that I'm going to show you is a little bit more difficult, but there's one reason I like it better. So when kids are in here and they play this video, this isn't how they're going to see it, but I'm just going to show you. When they play this video,
welcome to Moo Moo Math
and I pause this. When they pause it, you can see how these more videos comes up. And they can then click on those videos, and when they click on it, they're going to go out of Canvas and they're going to go to YouTube. Now, can they go out of Canvas? And
big news in the next 60 seconds.
They can. Now, they can go to YouTube and they can search anything, and if it's blocked, it's not going to come up. But it's still a pain. It's still temptation, right? So that's one of the reasons that I don't like adding the YouTube videos there, okay? Because when they do click pause, these other videos pop up. It's just the way that YouTube works. I mean, YouTube is, the reason it's there is for the ads, right? So it's going to come to other videos. So that is going to happen when the kids are there. It is, those other videos are going to pop up, and they can click on them and they can get out to YouTube. All right, so that is one of the reasons that I like this other way of creating quizzes. Now, if you don't have the screen recorder installed, you can't do this part today. So I just want to show it to you so you know that it's there, and then once you get it installed, you can do it. All right? So if I'm going to look up moon phases again and find a different moon phases video. So I'm going to take this one. So here is another way that you can record videos. I am going to go back. So this is the video I want to do. I'm going to go back to my studio, and this time I'm going to click record and then screen capture. And I'm going to screen capture this, and this is where, so I'm going to open my screen recorder launcher. It's going to come up to install it. It does that every time. So even though this is going to tell me to download the screen recorder, I'm not going to click download. I'm just going to click cancel. For some reason, this comes up every time. So if you have a home computer and you want to work on this at home, not a school computer, you can click download I'm going to go ahead and download this right now. You can click download. Just like any other program that you would download at your home. It's not going to do it right now, of course. It would download. It's going to freeze my computer. Awesome. And then you could install it to your computer, and this will work from your house. So if you have a personal computer that you want to work on this on, you can do that. And my computer is now completely frozen. Awesome. So I want to close this, but it's not letting me. Computers are awesome when they work. But now I can't. Okay, I'm going to open the screen recorder. So I clicked on open screen recorder. So once it's installed, you can do that. Okay, I closed it. So I have to give it a minute to open. And here's my screen recorder. And how this screen recorder, sure, I'm just going to cancel it and I'll start all over. So to get to the screen recorder, I click on record. And before we clicked webcam capture, I'm not going to click webcam capture. I'm going to click screen capture. So here I'm going to click screen capture. And it goes loading screen capture. And then I'm going to click open screen recorder launcher. Even though it comes up with this download thing, that's going to pop up every single time. So I just ignore it when it pops up. So what this screen recorder does, if any of you guys have ever worked with any other screen recorder, it just records whatever is inside these black and white lines. So we're going to work with a couple of different ways to use this screen recorder. Right now, I'm going to show you that you can just record your YouTube video. So here's my black and white dots. Comes up the perfect size for me to record this video. So here's some of the options. Do I want narration? Do I want to hear it? Do they want me to hear talking over my YouTube video? I do not. So I'm going to turn off my microphone. I do not want narration, but do I want my computer audio on? Yes. Do I want to hear what my computer is saying? I do. So I want my computer audio on. All right. Do I want the screen and do I want the webcam? I don't want my face in there, but maybe you want to stop and talk about the video. You can do that. The other thing that this is nice is that maybe you don't want the entire YouTube video. Maybe it's a 35-minute video and you only want 2 minutes of it. So if you only want 2 minutes of it, maybe I only want from here to here.
First quarter.
I don't want to click that. Back. That was an ad. So I want to just get like 2 minutes to 3 minutes. You know, I only want 1 minute in the middle of it. You can do that. You can just record that 1 minute in the middle and then you don't have to watch that whole video. So that's really nice too, is that you can trim it. You can just play the little bit that you want. All right. So I'm going to click once I'm ready. Where did so this is, sometimes it hides. If I can't find my record button, I just click here again. So there's my record button. So, and when you get a little bit more advanced, you can even click on this pencil and you can write stuff. So I'm going to click record. It's going to count down for me. And once it counts down to 1, I'm going to click play. 3, 2, 1. I'm going to go ahead and click play. And I can talk because I turned my
The first quarter moon
but I
is
want to make
sometimes
sure I
called
don't
the
do
half
anything
moon
else
because it appears to us that half of the moon is illuminated. But it is called first quarter because the moon is 1 quarter of the way through its cycle. As the days pass, the moon continues to grow, soon entering its next phase, the waxing gibbous. Gibbous means humped or swollen, and again, we call it waxing because it grows thicker every night until it reaches the next phase, the full moon. A full moon is the biggest, brightest,
and I'm going to pause the video. So what I was saying was, you guys couldn't hear me over the video. So you don't want to go in and check your email. You don't want to go and do other things. You guys are going to see in a second when I finish this that you'll see that little video popped up in the corner. that I clicked on, because it recorded whatever I did. So once I'm finished with my recording, I click done, and here it comes up. So here at the beginning, see, I can trim this now too. So I don't want this beginning part where I pressed play, so I can trim that down. And maybe I forgot to stop, so I can trim the end a little bit too. So you can trim this to whatever you want it to be. Yes, this is going to be posted. Becky left, but yes, this is going to be posted. This video will be posted, and there is one that we did before that's already posted. I am actually recording this one today because I thought it might go better because there's only 3 of you guys here. So this is, I'm just going to call this Moon Recording, or, you know, Moon. I'm just going to call it Moon because I'm not really going to keep this. So I can give it a description if I want, and then I'm going to click Upload. So it takes a minute. The longer it is, the longer it takes. So this was only a few seconds. So this isn't going to take very long. But so you let it upload. And so we're going to let this go. And it's going to record. It's going to upload. And once it uploads, okay, so I'm going to click Continue. And now I'm going to go back to my studio. And here is my video. Now you can see the difference is that I don't have the little YouTube marker. So that when I play this is just like a video that I recorded, so you can see that I don't have those other videos pop up. So when my kids can't click out to other YouTube things. So you can record anything on there, and I can still, just like I did before, I can add questions, just like I did on the quiz. So anything that I wanted to do, I can add questions like this. The one thing I can tell you that you probably want to do when you make a recording, see this download button? You probably want to click download so that when this downloads, it downloads it as an MP4, it goes into your downloads folder, and then you have like a clean copy of that video so that if you mess up the video, if you do something to it and you mess it up, you don't have to go back and record it again. You can just re-upload it, and then you don't like mess it up in case you do something and you make a mistake. All right, so that is screen recording of a video. Does anyone have any questions? I'm not going to give you guys time to practice that because I don't think that you have the screen recording on your computers. All right. So we've created that's the way that we've created the screen capture for that. The other way. So before I go on, does anybody have any questions about that? About the two different ways that you can create a quiz? All right, sounds good. All right, so now the other way that you can use screen recording is with a PowerPoint. And I use PowerPoint as an example, but it doesn't have to be PowerPoint. I just know a lot of people use PowerPoints, and it's great for transitional learning because you know, when you are going to use when you do a PowerPoint in class, it's not like you just give them PowerPoint and you read it on the board. You know, that's one of my pet peeves is when you go to a presentation and someone reads a PowerPoint to you. When you guys are in class, you don't put PowerPoint up there and just read it. You expand on it, you talk about it, you do a lot of things with it. So yeah, we can send kids PowerPoints, but they don't just read them. You're gonna, you know, PowerPoint usually has basic ideas and then you expand on it. So to screen record this PowerPoint, you can, I want to go home, sorry. What am I doing? You can take this PowerPoint and you can explain it, and then your picture's on the corner. So I'm going to use this PowerPoint, and it's going to do, I have to switch screens. I hate when it does this. Hold on one second. Display settings. There we go. All right, so I'm going to use this PowerPoint, and when I do that, I am going to record it, and when I record it, it is going to be, I'm going to put my picture in the corner, my face is going to be in the corner. So I'm going to go to Studio, and I'm going to click that record button, and again I'm going to do screen capture, and I'm going to open the screen recorder. But this time I'm going to do where it says slide size, I'm going to do full screen. All right, and those black and white lines disappeared because it's my full screen. Now I do want to record my voice because it is, I want to talk about it. And now I have my webcam and I want both. I want my screen and I want the webcam. So it's going to have my picture down here in the corner. And it seems kind of see-through so that you can see it, but it is actually going to be, when it records, it'll be dark. So now my face is down here in the corner, and I can move this around if I wanted my face in the middle, but that seems kind of weird that you're not going to see the PowerPoints there. If I wanted it up in the right corner, you know, wherever you want your face to be. So I'm going to put mine down in the right corner, and then I'm going to put my slideshow on the screen. And then once I am ready to go, all right, so I would click record. Again, it's going to count down. So I'm going to click record. It's going to count down for me. And then I would just start talking. So, hi guys, today we're going to be talking about text features. So human beings have important elements in their bodies like your heart, lung, your blood vessels, and your brain. They all stand out and they have different purposes. So your heart pumps your blood, your lungs help you breathe, your brain tells your body what to do. Different text features do the same thing. They all have a purpose and a reason in your reading. Textbooks and informational texts, they all stand out. They all have a reason and they all have things that they need to do. So when you're reading, you've seen these things like boldface terms, photos, charts, headings and titles, captions. A lot of you guys skip over those things, but they have important purposes within your reading. You have to make sure you don't skip those. You have to pay close attention to those things when you're reading. You can't skip over those maps or those timelines or those previews. You have to pay close attention to those. So I'm going to stop there. So I click pause, and then I click done. And then here again, if I can trim it if I need to.
Michelle, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Can't see your screen.
Oh no.
Yeah, I had to log in on my laptop and and speak to you because I don't have a mic on my desktop.
Does everybody not see my screen or just you?
I think it's everyone.
Ah! Okay, well we're gonna have to, let's try that again then. What happened? Somewhere it stopped sharing. What is going on with that? That was weird. All right, did you guys miss like the whole thing? That was really weird. Okay.
Missed it.
Something very strange just happened, so I don't know what it was. Let's. All right, so my screens have gotten very strange. Something very weird just happened to my screens. So, I don't know what happened. All right. Hold on one second, guys. I'm going to have to stop sharing my screen for a second and, like, something weird really just happened to my computer. So hold on one second. I have to stop this PowerPoint There we go. It was something with the PowerPoint. Weird happened. All right, let's try that again. All right, so let's cancel that because we're going to start over. Yes, cancel it. All right. Slideshow. We're going to try again. Well, thank you for telling me that. All right. So, you guys can see my screen now, right? Let's see. All right, we're going to try again. It's a good thing there's only 3 of you. Okie dokie. So, back to where I was. So, I'm going to go into Studio. I'm going to click Record and Screen Capture and open Screen Recorder. And when I do that, I want to have both. And you don't see the black and white lines because I went from this 720p, I went to full screen. So when I went to full screen, it did my entire screen. So now I was saying that my picture is down here in the corner. And when I presented my PowerPoint, I think that is why it didn't. And I have to switch my display settings, swap. Now, can you guys still see my screen? Yes. Okay. I think that is what happened. All right. So I'm not going to go as long this time. But, so here we go. When I click record, counts down for me, and I'm in the corner, and now I'm talking to my kids. My picture disappeared, but it's still really going to be there when I click play. So today we're going to learn about text features. Human beings have elements in their bodies like your heart, your lung, your blood vessels, and your brain. These elements stand out from other features in your body. They all have a purpose. Everything is different, but it all works together to help you live. So textbooks and informational texts also have important elements that stand out from other parts of the text. They all do separate things, but they all work together to help you understand the story or the article. So you all see bold-faced terms, photos and illustrations, charts, previews, headings and titles, captions, and some of you guys skip over those things, but you got to make sure you don't skip over them. So you get the point. So when I'm done, then I click, you see my face came back, I click done, and then I'm going to escape out of that PowerPoint, close the PowerPoint, close. All right, so once I'm done with the PowerPoint, I'm just going to call it text features. I can click upload. Now since I was still talking at the beginning, to you guys, I'm going to cut that beginning off, and then I can cut the end off if I need to. I'm going to do text features 821, click upload. It'll upload, and if you wanted to, you can actually add questions to this too. So you can be giving your kids a PowerPoint, you can do this, and then you can quiz them on it. So there you go. So this is how you can record your screen. You can present this. You can be presenting how to log into their textbook, how to do something on ClassLink, how to do anything. It doesn't have to be a PowerPoint. It's how to log into a website, how to get to anywhere on the computer. So there it goes. So you can click continue, and then it shows up here. All right. So that is how you can record your screen. So the 3 things that we can do, you can add a YouTube video, you can screenshot your video, or you can screenshot anything you do on the computer. All right? So now we're down to 2. So do either of you guys have any questions about those things?
Michelle?
Yeah.
Can the kids use Canva video, or is this just for teachers?
It's mainly just for teachers. They can record answers, but they can't really go in and do the quizzes and stuff because that would require the software to be installed in their computers.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a way that if you have something, I know we had one teacher last year that for their IB test, they had to record like really long answers to some questions, and then you can use that, and I was going to show you guys that at the end, but that's really the only way that they would use Studio is if you have something where they have to record a long presentation.
So what other platforms can they use to do a recording? I have a couple of transitional classes, and I wanted to do a all about me recording video of themselves.
They can do this, I mean, but I would suggest Flipgrid for that.
Flipgrid.
Mm-hmm. All right, so all of these are the ways that you can create the videos. Now let's talk about how you put them in so your kids can see them. Okay, so let's go back to your dashboard. You guys should probably already have some sort of sandbox course created. I'm going to use this, my sandbox course right here. So there's a couple of different ways that you can add these things in. If it is just a video, you can add it to a page, you can add it you can add it anywhere there's the rich content editor, because we can add these things through the rich content editor. If it's a quiz, this is where it gets a little bit confusing. If it's a quiz, you have to add it through an assignment if you want it to show up in your grade book. So, which of course you want it to do, because that way you can just click on grades and see what the students got. All right, so we're going to start with that, because I know you probably want it to show up in your grade book. If you've done a quiz, you probably want it to show up in your grade book. So I'm going to click on assignments, and then add assignment. And then, so I made a moon quiz, right? So moon quiz 821. So this is the same way that you would, and really you don't have to put anything here, all right? You want to put how many points you want that assignment to be worth. If you do everything out of 100, then I would put 100. If you use points, then I would put 10. Mine was 3 questions. So it will automatically make it out of 3, but if you want that to be a 10-point assignment, then it's going to, make it, equal out of 10. So I make everything I do out of 100, so I'm going to put it as 100 points. You leave this, whatever assignment group you would put it in, display grade as points. This is where you have to do the submission type is going to be an external tool. You have to do that external tool. Then when it says external tool, you click find, and then you're going to scroll down all the way to Studio. When you click Studio, it's going to show everything that's in your library that you've done. So then here is this is where I made the moon quiz. I'm going to click select, and it's going to ask me, do I want a standard embed? That would just embed the video. Or do I want the quiz embed? I want the video quiz embed. I only made 1 quiz. If I had made more than 1, I could click on the arrow and find it, but I've only made 1. And then I just click embed. Do I want it to load a new tab? If you want it to, there's really no reason for it to. I just click select. And then when I do that, if I go back up here, that video, actually I don't think it shows up until you save it. So I just click on that. Do I want to allow, it actually allows unlimited attempts. I just want to let you know that. And all of this stuff, do I want it to be assigned to everyone or specific classes? You probably want to put, with most assignments, I would suggest putting a due date. That's up to you. And I would suggest not putting an available from, or you can do an available from, but
teachers, if you are an on-campus teacher and you have transitional classes, please stop by my office to get your webcam. Thanks.
or until date. The thing with the until date is if you put it until date, once that until date is done, the assignment's closed and it's not available anymore. And especially with this compassion and grace and we have to allow students, and if you have someone sick, this is, remember, Canvas is used all the way through college. And in college, it's due on that date at midnight and you cannot turn it in after that. With all of the sickness that we have with kids and having to allow them, you may not want to do that. This sync to focus, I would uncheck that for right now. We're not 100% sure how that's working, so just go ahead and uncheck that. We are going to have a training on that soon, but so here we go. I'm going to go ahead and click Save and Publish. And when I click Save, the video shows up right there. So the kids would just go ahead and click Get Started. And then you can see, they see where those questions are. They go through, and if they wanted it bigger, they could click full screen, and then they would take the whole thing right here. But remember, we talked about here's those extra videos they could click on and all of that sort of thing. All right, I just clicked Escape and I get down, and I can click on this Edit Details right there if I wanted to. So there's all of that. So, and you do have to be, when you do watch right here, because all of the YouTube details show up here. So you do have to make sure that your answers to your questions aren't in those YouTube details. But I do want to show you a couple of things of what happens when the kids take the test. So I'm going to go in as a student. So remember, you've always got that student view. When I go to my assignments, here's my moon quiz. So it shows it points 100. I'm going to get started. So I'm just going to forward this a little bit. I can just click right forward to the question. So I'm going to get this one right. So you can see when I get to this question, I'm just going to look at play. As it's playing, it just pops up. If I click rewatch, it goes back to the previous question and will play all the way to that next question. So I'm going to get this one wrong. And then I can click. There's my... So I go all the way to the end. You have to let it go to the end of the video and then click Submit Quiz. Now, when I click Submit Quiz as a student, I can click View Results. I can see the answers. Then I can click Retake Quiz and take it again after I've seen the answers. There is no way to change that. So you do want to make sure that this is, a formative assessment and not a summative. You don't want to give it as like a test grade, because they can click Retake the quiz and do it again. Just so you know that that's available. So I'm going to go ahead and do it twice just so that you can see what comes up. Yes, I know. So here, I'm going to get them all right this time. I'm going to go back to the end. Now I'm going to submit it. And this time, I got 100 because I looked at all the answers. So this time, and it will show, so when I as the teacher, I'm going to leave the student view. Now I as the teacher, I'm going to go back. I can look at quiz results. It always defaults to item analysis. I'm going to go to student results. It's going to show me that this test student, which is when you take it as student view, attempt 1 was 67, attempt 2 was 100. So as the teacher, you can always just go in, and if they do retake it, only take their score for attempt 1. But just know that it's going to come up as they can retake it. There's no way to change that. They can take it more than once. Okay? So I want you guys to go ahead and take the quiz that you made and put it in as an assignment. All right? So again, those steps are to go to assignment, add assignment. You guys know how to do the rest of the stuff. The main thing that I want you to remember is you have to click submission type, choose external tool, and then click find, studio, and then choose whatever your quiz was. When you choose it, then you have to choose video quiz embed. All right? So I'll just embed it, and then once you won't see it right away, but then when you click save, it is there. I didn't give it a name, so you have to give it a name. So I'm going to give you guys a couple of minutes to go ahead and do that. 4 minutes is probably good. Go ahead and do that now. And go ahead and let me know if you have any questions. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to click on that. No, she already left. I'll tell her it is recorded.
And I can't get it out if it's, I don't, I wonder if I can turn around and say, are you guys saying, because there's something you get up like yes, it's Kathleen Anderson. I don't know why she didn't get it. You know, probably didn't get it quick. I don't know.
Yeah, Paula, it's like a personal training. Good, I'm glad. Sorry, I have asthma, not COVID, I swear. It's nice when there's so few people. Much less stressful. I hope the afternoon is so few, but I think there's a lot more people signed up. You guys can go ahead and put a thumbs up when you're ready to go on, because I don't have to wait the full 4 minutes if you're ready. Actually, I don't even have to wait 4 minutes if you're. All right, good. All right, so the other way that you can add this, I'm going to go back and cancel this. Cancel. So the other way that you can add a Canvas, there's two more ways actually. The other way that you can add it is to anywhere that there is a rich content editor. So I'm going to add it to a page. So if I go view all pages and then add a page. So if you just wanted to embed the video, or if you don't really care if it's the quiz, you know, if you're just doing it as a practice and you're not really going to take the grades for a grade, you could do this as a, like I'm going to do the math page 46. So this is, I just did a video or a welcome video or whatever. If it's just a video and it's not going to be an assignment, you're going to use this blue V. So this is an external tool button. So I'm going to click on that blue V, and you can see there's a studio button right here. So when I click on the blue V, I'm going to click studio, and again my studio pops up. So here is that math video that I made, page 5. Okay, I forgot, it's 156, number 4. So I'm going to click here, select, and see here I only have this, I didn't make a quiz out of this. So I just have the standard embed. All right, and now do I want kids to comment on this video? No, I do not. So I'm going to turn that commenting off. So the commenting is off. Do I want the kids to be able to download this video? Not really. So I'm going to turn that downloading option off too. So I don't want them to comment. I don't want them to download it. And then I just click embed. And then my video is embedded right in my page. So that was math page 156, number 4. So I have a trouble typing today. 156, number 4. Then I'm just going to click save and publish. And now I just have that video right here. That is just an awful picture, but right here in my page. So I am again just in. Even if it's just the same video that you just made, go ahead and embed it that way. I want you guys to go into a page. It can just be a page that you already made or a new page, and embed it. So again, those steps are the blue V, studio, and then pick your video. All right. I'm going to cancel that. Yes, cancel. Or yeah, okay, it's okay because I'm not doing any changes. So go ahead, I don't think you'll even need, actually I'm not even going to put the timer on, you guys just give me a thumbs up when you're done. All right, so go ahead and do that now. This it's just a website, Paula. I just pasted the app in there for you. It's really great because it has down here at the bottom, it has all of these options. You can pick your backgrounds, you can do a name generator, dice, sound level. You can do all this stuff. You can do like work symbols, whether you want them silent or, you know, what you want them to be doing. They're supposed to have a thing where you log in and you're able to save it, but I haven't found that to work, but it only takes like 3 minutes to put up. All right, good job, Terry. Where's my, okay, it's here. All right, Paula, are you good to go on? All right, so the last place you can add it is through a module. So I'm going to go into my module and I can click any module that I want to add it to. I can click plus and then it says add. And again, I'm going to use my external tool and I'm going to go down to Studio and I'm going to pick, and again, my library comes up. So this time I'm going to pick my text features. And again, if you want to put your quiz in here, I actually have not tested yet whether this is going to go into the gradebook. We need to test it. I haven't tested that yet. So I really should test that, but we haven't tested whether when we add it in the module, if it goes into the gradebook or not. I don't think that it does. So if you're going to add your video, or you can add your quiz this way again, we just have to test it. I'm not sure if it goes into the gradebook or not. But again, I do not want to allow comments. And I click embed. And then I'm going to add the item. But right down here, see where it says URL and page name. It's going to come up as Studio. I don't want it to come up as Studio. I want it to be text, features, video. And then I'm going to click add item. And then I'm going to publish it. Because remember, if we don't publish things, our kids do not see them. And then when my kids click on it, they just click here. And that video is just right there for them. So it's just another way to add it. So there's just different ways. If you're working in modules, that's just an easy way to add your video to your module. So go ahead and add your video in a module. You guys can go ahead and do that now. And just thumbs up when you're ready.
Thank you for opening the door.
No, it doesn't. All right, so the very last thing that I want to show you guys is how the kids can use it. So if you want to have your kids record using Studio, you can, if I create an assignment. So I'm going to go to assignments and I'm going to create an assignment and I'm going to say introduce yourself. On today. And I'm going to give very detailed directions, but you would give better directions than that. So the submission type is going to be online, and I'm going to do text entry and media recordings, because if they want to use their phone and then upload it, I'm going to let them, but whatever. So I would probably explain, if I want them to use Studio, I would have to explain that. You can use the Studio. You can use Studio to record. By clicking the gray, light blue, and clicking Studio. It will pop up and record. All right. Again, better directions, but you get the idea. And then I'm just going to click Save and Publish. This automatic, if you don't, you would do better things again, but I'm just going to show it as an example. Now again, so here I'm going to go to my student view. Student view. And when I go to student view, here's my introduce yourself. So when kids, and a lot of times kids don't understand this with assignments. If it's a media box, you have to click submit assignment first. And so I would always put that in your directions if you're going to do that, because they don't think there's anything to submit, but you have to click submit assignment first. And then you can click this blue V, and then they can click studio, and then they can click record. And they're going to click webcam capture, and then they can start recording. So it works the same way for the webcam capture as it does for you. And their recordings can be long. They can be like 20, 30 minutes. Not that your kids are going to talk for 30 minutes, but they could record it. So I'm going to record. Hi, my name is Michelle. I'm a digital integration specialist, blah, 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 blah. So I'm going to finish it. Click save. And then, okay, and then I'm going to click select. And then I do not want to allow comments, and then I'm going to click embed. And when I do that, the video is going to go right there, and I would click submit. So it works the same way. And I don't know if you guys saw that yet, like that's what kids get now when they submit stuff. So this is a way that your kids could submit it. But in order for them to do that, you would have to really give good directions. And I think you would have to demonstrate that. So I would suggest making a video to show that. You could make your own studio video showing how to do that. So yeah, so sometimes it just confetti comes in when they submit their assignment. So then when I leave student view, you guys can come in as a speed grader. You know, you'll come in and you'll see that video right in there. So that's the way the kids can use it. It'll come in with video. So that's the only way kids can use it. They can't really do the screen recording because they don't have the recorder. I mean, it would work for me because I have it, but it's not going to work for them. All right, so that's pretty much Studio in a nutshell. When you go back to I don't want to go dashboard. Well, I guess I do. When you go to your digital teacher resources and you go into Back to School 2020, and if you click on this, any of the Canvas Studios, doesn't matter which one, and you click here, I'll show you that in a second, Terry. This has, when you go to Use Studio, if you have any questions about anything we did, if you click on any of these blue buttons, it will tell you. And this full Canvas guides, you just have to make sure that you're in Canvas when you do this, but you click on it and it's going to give you just about any question that you have about Canvas right here. So this is all about Canvas Studio. So any question that you have about Canvas, you can get answered right here. About Studio. This is all things about Studio. So how do I do anything? Will be right there. And Terry, so student view, when you're on, let me get back here. When you are on, I got to get out of Speed Grader. So I got to get back into my dashboard. Student view is a great thing because that will help you remember what you have published, what you don't have published, any of those things. So when I'm on my home screen, I can, on the right side, there is a student view button right here. So it will tell me what my exactly what my students are seeing. It's great for in your classroom too, because you know sometimes your teacher view is a lot different from their view. So here is what my students are seeing. So it's right there. And then right down at the bottom, you have that leave student view. You know you're in student view because it's pink around the outside. So then I can just click leave student view. It's Friday. I'm lucky that I'm even talking, so don't even feel bad. All right, so do you guys have any other questions about Studio that you feel I did not cover today?